Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. I am Numaira Iram and I am delighted to welcome you all to the BEAWorld Students Webinar Session number 8. Today's topic is Building a Career in Computer Engineering. I am currently in grade 10, and like many of my peers, I am at a stage where I am deciding on my future career path. Many of us are eager to understand what studying computer engineering entails and the opportunities it holds for the future. Today's webinar will be presented by Nuzhat Mahdiyat. Nuzhat is currently studying in computer engineering at Khalifa University in Abu Dhabi. Her background is truly remarkable. She has been heavily involved in competitive robotics, representing her school at the national round of YAS 4x4 STEM Engineering Challenge. She has also contributed to the design and construction of a Mars rover through the Hamdan Foundation program. Beyond engineering, she has mentored younger students in technology, conducted AI-based climate monitoring research with Heriot-Watt University, delivered a TEDx talk, and collaborated on a sustainable Mars habitat project showcased at Expo 2020. I am confident that this webinar will be both enjoyable and incredibly useful for our career development. I now request Ms. Nuzhat to take the floor and begin the presentation.
Thank you so much, Numaira, for the introduction. So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Nuzhat, and I'm currently studying computer engineering at Khalifa University. Today, I will walk you through what computer engineering involves, the opportunities it opens up, and how students can strategically prepare for a strong career in this field. And I'll also be sharing some of the things that I personally did that led me to this path. Here's an overview of the things that I'll cover. We'll look at some myths about computer engineering, current trends, what to study in high school, building a portfolio, and I'll also give you a short guide on what LinkedIn is and how to use it. And finally, the careers you can pursue in this field and how to stay updated in a field that is constantly evolving. So a lot of students hesitate to pursue this field because they've heard something misleading, whether that's from the internet or from their families. So let's correct some common misconceptions. One of the biggest misconceptions is that computer engineering is only about coding, but the field is so much bigger. Computer engineering is about designing hardware and circuits, powering AI, and also understanding how the digital world interacts with the physical world. Another common myth is that it's a male-dominated field. That's also a very outdated stereotype. Engineering programs and tech companies worldwide actively encourage diversity. Opportunities today are determined by your skill, curiosity, and effort, not by stereotypes. People also confuse computer engineering with computer science. While they do overlap and they do have some similarities, computer engineering goes deeper into hardware, microcontrollers, and the architecture behind the technology that we use today. It is basically the bridge between software and the real world. And finally, many students think that they need expensive equipment to start. That's also not true. You can begin with simple Arduino kits, free simulators, and doing extracurriculars where you can learn for free. So let's look at some current trends in computer engineering. AI might seem all about software, but it wouldn't exist without hardware. Powerful processors, GPUs, and specialized chips are what allow AI to learn and perform complex operations. That's why computer engineering is crucial. Computer engineering builds the hardware that powers the AI of today. It also ensures that AI is fast, efficient, and available to everyone. Demand for hardware and embedded engineers is skyrocketing. Edge AI is bringing artificial intelligence to small devices like drones, cameras, and wearables, while robotics and automation are expanding rapidly. Companies now need engineers who are multi-skilled and can quickly adapt to new demands and technologies. So this is the Judson Nano. Judson Nano is a small but powerful device that can run AI directly on the device itself. So you need no cloud and internet. With its CPU, GPU, and sensor support, it shows how AI can run on tiny devices. So this is basically an example of edge AI in action. NVIDIA, the company behind the Judson Nano, are at the forefront because They design cutting-edge GPUs and AI hardware that power everything from research labs to autonomous vehicles, making them a leader in AI innovation. So now that we've seen how AI and hardware work together, let's talk about how you can prepare in high school. The right subjects will give you the foundation to dive into computer engineering. So, how do you know if you want to pursue computer engineering? It's important to evaluate yourself and ask yourself questions about what drives you into this field. So, if you enjoy problem solving, you like building, experimenting, prototyping, you're open to a journey with challenges and continuous learning, you're curious about how devices work, you want to learn both hardware and software, and you enjoy seeing your ideas become real working projects, then computer engineering would be a great fit for you. At the high school level, there are three foundational subjects you should take seriously: mathematics, physics, and computer science or IT. Regardless of your curriculum, whether you did A levels, IB, AP, CBSE, or the Bangladesh curriculum, these subjects provide the foundation. Maths helps you solve problems and design algorithms, circuits, and devices work. And CS and IT teaches you how to program and bring hardware to life. One of the most important aspects of your journey is building a strong portfolio. This can include robotics competitions, hackathons, leadership roles in clubs, DIY projects, science exhibitions, boot camps, and even high school research programs. And volunteering matters too because that shows your responsibility and initiative. Here we have Arduino and Raspberry Pi. They are great starting points to make your own DIY projects. So on the left, we have Arduino, and that's a small microcontroller board which lets you control sensors, motors, LEDs, and other electric components. So it's basically like the brain of your project. What makes Arduino great for beginners is that it is easy to program and easy to connect to different parts like temperature sensors, buttons, or motors. So with just a few lines of code, you can make lights blink, you can measure temperature, or even build small robots. On the right, you have Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi is a small, affordable computer that can do almost everything a normal computer can do. It has a processor, memory, and it runs its own operating system. And because it's a full computer, you can build more advanced projects with it, like AI and machine learning projects or security cameras and so much more. Raspberry Pi is great for projects that need more power, internet connectivity, or complex software. Let's talk about some robotics competitions in the UAE. I did the Lego League challenge and also the 4x4 challenge. These competitions push you to real engineering challenges and that can be bugs in your code, broken robot parts, or the host of problems that can come in a high pressure environment, especially on the day of the competition. But in the end of the day, it's really fun. You not only get to make friends, but also see iconic venues like the Yas Marina circuit. Apart from helping you build technical skills, it also builds your soft skills, such as working with a big team, doing presentations and interviews, as well as marketing your team. So I was a team leader, and when I joined the competition, I had to take responsibility for my team, ensuring that we submit our design proposals and make sure everything's on track. So it also helps you build leadership skills. So hackathons are another great profile building activity. If you don't know what a hackathon is, it's an event where people come together to collaborate on solving real world problems or building innovative projects. And they're often within a short time frame, like 24 to 72 hours, whereas some hackathons may be longer and tackle bigger problems. And your goal here is to propose and build a solution or prototype to the problem statement of the event. So here are some well-known global hackathons that happen annually. DevFest is not a hackathon, it's basically a platform where you can find other hackathons and events that happen virtually. The reason I think these hackathons are great is because they're not only beginner friendly, but they also have guided sessions and resources to help you build. And they're very well reputed ones, and winning them can give you global recognition and amazing prizes. Here are some tips I can give you to increase your chances of winning a hackathon. When hackathon time starts, pick a simple, clear problem that you can solve within 24 to 48 hours. Focus on impact and feasibility. Divide tasks among your team and present clearly. So start with your problem, solution, demo, and then impact. Highlight the technical complexity, real-world use, and tell a compelling story about why your project matters. Technical aspects make a small part of the winning criteria. Pitching and conveying your idea plays a huge role too. So it's important to be confident and know your project inside and out. These are some of the main languages and tools you'll come across, so it's great to start learning them. C++ and Java are great for learning programming and building apps. Python is very beginner friendly, easy to start with, and used for AI and machine learning projects. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are great for making websites. And finally, we have Git and GitHub. So this is used to basically save and share your code and work with others in a better way and more efficiently. So it's useful when it comes to group projects and hackathons where you need to share your code with others. These are some of the programming resources I would recommend. They are free and anyone can start learning on these platforms. Since it's winter break, I think it's a great time to learn programming. So if you're looking for guided workshops, boot camps, and competitions to attend, I'd highly suggest that you follow university social media pages and email newsletters because through their programs, you get to learn from professors, you get access to labs and see different campuses while giving you lots of opportunity to ask questions. Now I'll give you a small guide on how to use LinkedIn. So what is networking? Networking is the process of building meaningful professional relationships. It's not just about asking for opportunities, but it involves sharing ideas, learning from others, and supporting each other's growth. Through networking, you can discover internships, mentorships, and you can build a personal brand. So that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn is a professional networking platform where you can connect with other students, academics, and professionals in your field and in other fields. So firstly, you need to create your profile. LinkedIn is not like any other social media platform, so you need to keep things professional here. So you can create a headline, put a professional headshot of yourself, and you can see how many connections you have. Your LinkedIn profile has many subsections, so you need to input your credentials in each of them. So in the education section, you can put your school or university's name and your degree. The certification section is where you can put different certificates and the issuing organization. Then you have a section for projects where you can put any research work or anything else that you're working on. And you also have a volunteering section. The experiences part is one of the most important ones. Here you can put any internships or jobs you've done, the organization, the duration, and also the location. Then you have followed by a description of the things that you did and what you've achieved. And you can also add some pictures if you wish. So let's talk about early experience. It's important that you start preparing yourself for internships so that you're prepared for it when the opportunity comes. Firstly, you need to have your resume. So when you apply to an internship, before your resume is read by the hiring manager, the resume goes through something called the ATS. So ATS is known as the Applicant Tracker System. So what it basically does, it is a software that manages the hiring process and scans the resumes so that only the qualified candidates are seen by the hiring manager, especially since companies receive hundreds of applications. So the ATS eliminates a lot of resumes here. So when you create your resume with an ATS-friendly format, your resume is likely to pass through this instead of getting thrown out. So I recommend that you use Harvard's template, as this helps you get a neat resume that passes through the ATS. Once you've created your LinkedIn, it's important to keep it active and up to date. So regularly add your latest experiences, projects, skills, so that anyone viewing your profile can see your growth. Next, focus on building meaningful connections. Reach out to professors, alumni, and peers who've interned at the companies that you're interested in. But don't just connect. It's important to also ask for advice, listen to feedback, and learn from their experiences and support their work. Another way to expand your network is by attending career fairs, hackathons, and webinars. These are great opportunities to to meet recruiters and professionals directly. And finally, preparing for interviews. So practicing technical questions like coding or AI concepts, and don't forget behavioral questions about teamwork, problem solving, and initiative. Also have a 30-second pitch ready that clearly explains who you are, what you've done, and why you want this particular internship. This way, when opportunities arise, you're ready to make a strong impression. Computer engineering opens up a lot of career opportunities across multiple disciplines, and it's far more flexible than people realize. The good thing is that your career doesn't have to follow a straight line. You can start in one area and then pivot as your interests grow. As you can see, there are so many roles that you can take, and that can be within hardware, software, or something that involves both. It's important to stay updated in a field that is constantly evolving and changing. So having the internet makes this a whole lot easier. Firstly, follow reliable tech news and blogs such as Wired, IEEE Spectrum, and MIT Technology Review are excellent starting points. Even if you read for 5 minutes a day, that will give you a strong sense of where the field is heading. Second, join online communities like LinkedIn groups, GitHub, and DevPost, which are places where engineers share projects and discussions. When you stay active in these platforms, you start learning from people who are already experts in this field. Third, make use of social media and video content. YouTube channels and short form content can break down complex topics into simple, engaging explanations. The key is to follow credible creators and not random viral accounts. Fourth, take short online courses and certifications. You can pick a few courses that align with your interest and do them in your free time. And finally, participating in communities and events. Hackathons and workshops expose you to new tools and ideas much faster than studying alone. So these experiences are where most students discover what they actually enjoy. To wrap up, I want to leave you with a few reminders. Firstly, you will never fail if your goal is to learn. Don't let one bad grade make you feel that you aren't meant for engineering. And second is that even the greatest minds started out exactly where you are. They became great through consistency, patience, and the decision to keep going. So at the end of the day, whether you choose computer engineering or any other engineering domain, remember that you don't need to be perfect, but you just need to begin and commit to learning. If you stay curious and keep learning, that commitment alone will take you further than you think. Thank you so much. I hope that today's session has benefited you in some way, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Nuzhat, for that excellent presentation. You are truly an inspiration to all of us. As a student still assessing my career options, your insights have been incredibly helpful, and I'm sure our audience feels the same. We will now open the floor for questions. If anyone has a question for Ms. Nuzhat, please raise your hand. I see someone raising their hand. ESL Projects, you may ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Nuzhat, my name is Mir Salahuddin, and I'm representing a constituency of a companies, which is in the text box. My question to Nuzhat, if I may not pronounce your name correctly, please apologize. In the sense of when people like, say, for example, myself, I'm now 50-ish, and I want to switch my career to more or less in computing AI world, where I have step into early in different sectors. For example, what we call in Bangladesh, there is no known sector called housing industry, which is the construction development industry, but also in Western country they call it a housing. There are a specialist sector in this way. But we always overwhelmed and get challenged by computer science people like yourself, and making us more difficult in that sense that we are suit or fit for the role that we should be performed with. So বাংলায় বলি, আমরা যদি নিজেরা ক্যারিয়ার চেঞ্জ করতে চাই, কিভাবে নিজেদেরকে শর্ট কোর্সে এবং শর্ট কিছু এলিমেন্ট দিয়ে computer science specialist or these sort of careers that we can adopt in a small scale, like as a student, fresher, or graduate, although we are over matured professional. I hope this question is clear to you. I'm sorry.
Yes, understood. So you were talking about how to transition basically into a career in computer engineering. Is that what you were doing?
Yes, you framed it correct. Apologies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is no doubt that in order to transition to a career like this, you would eventually need the skills, because it does involve a lot of technical skills, obviously. So spending a few months in self-education and learning and gaining certifications can actually help. And another point I would say is that computer engineering would not only be related to the technical aspects, there are a lot of low-code or no-code jobs, I would say, where you don't need to directly work with hardware or software. So there's product managers, there's people who try to sell the products as well. There's jobs in marketing. So I'd say if you are more into the technical aspects, it's important to start with self-education. And then if not, then you can also explore other non-technical roles within the computer engineering industry. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you, Nuzhat. Sorry for interruption. The kids around. Yeah, excellent. Thank you.
Ragib has raised a hand. You can ask your question.
Hello? Okay, yeah. So this session was actually pretty informative. And from your talk, I noticed that you're really interested in the hardware aspect of computer engineering. So my question is regarding that aspect of computer engineering, because I'm mostly interested in the software. I haven't really dabbled into the hardware that much, outside of my courses in university. So what would you suggest someone to do if they want to get started with the hardware aspect of this major? You may even share what projects you worked on personally to get started up.
Okay, so like I mentioned in my presentation, Arduino is actually really great, and you program there in C++. So those kits are actually very affordable, and you can just start experimenting with those, make small projects, and things like that. And regarding how I started with hardware, I think it was through the robotics competitions. That's where I first got introduced to Arduino. And then I attended other boot camps from universities, and also through the Hamdan Foundation. That's where we did attach motors and different sensors to build like a rover. So, and obviously programming was a huge part for the rover as well, because you have to make sure it goes through the terrains and you have to make sure sensors are working properly. So I think Arduino is like one of the best, I would say, to get started. And there's also simulations online, so you can like learn how to do the circuitry on your laptop itself, like even if you don't have the kit, and you can kind of work on the simulation and learn online. So yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Wait, one more thing. Do you need to have like experience before going into such competitions, or is it fine?
It's mostly fine because you can learn by doing it. But then in order to win, obviously, you would need experience. But then I would say a lot of the things that I learned were when I was on spot. Like, I learned more about Arduino programming, like while I was doing the competition. And then it was not only about the programming, the competition had so many other aspects, like navigating our vehicle and then presenting and so many other things. So you learn a lot of things when you're on spot. So I don't think you should be scared to like take on a project, even if you know nothing about it. Even when I did my first hackathon, I don't think I knew anything. I just went into it and I ended up getting first place. So when you go into hackathons, they actually teach you a lot. So you will learn eventually. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Krish Biswas has raised his hand. He can ask his question.
Yes, so like you said, that university software is accessible for extra practice, right?
I'm sorry?
So you said that university software is accessible for extra practice, right? For all these hackathons and everything. So is this like accessible for students of other schools too?
Yes. So when I was talking about, I think you mean the boot camps, right? And the competitions. These boot camps are specifically for school students. So it's open to usually all school students. So usually the local universities in the UAE, like AUS, Khalifa University, and Curtin University, they host these camps, workshops, and competitions specifically for the students. So anyone around the UAE can come and attend.
And then there's like also like some extra software for practice, right? Like MIT apps and all those things.
Oh, you meant the resources for programming? Is that what
Yes.
you Okay, let me just go back to the slide. Did I skip through it? Here. Is this what you mean? The resources?
Yes. So there are like more than these, right?
Yeah, there are many, but these are just some that I thought were free because and good to use. So I just put a few, but there are so many more as well. You can explore yourself.
Okay, thank you.
You can take a screenshot of this slide if you want to reference it later.
Yes. Okay, thank you for answering my question.
Next, Sadia Afrin, she's raised her hand.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saratul. Now, how can I participate in coding competition?
Walaikum assalam. So, to answer your question, I would say you are looking for hackathons. So, you can check these universities' social media pages and you can join their email newsletters. They host competitions and hackathons as well. And then there are some other competitions. Let me show you.
I'm reading in schools. Can I still participate in them?
Yes. So as you can see, Imagine Cup, Space Apps, and the Uber Global Hackathon, they're open to all students across the globe, essentially. So anyone can participate in them. So yeah, you can also note these down and take part in them.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Ryan Ahmed has raised his hand. You can ask a question.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, in your opinion, obviously, there's a lot of people in doing these hackathons, and there's a lot of people using these coding resources. In your personal opinion, what do you think is something that you can do to set yourself apart from the competition? Because software and like computer engineering in general is somewhat crowded, with a lot of students and especially in the job market. So how can you set yourself apart from them and stand out?
Okay, so that's a very good question. But then that would be the case with almost many fields. So it's very competitive. But I would say that your best shot is to just keep upskilling yourself, and then be visible as well, because your personal brand matters a lot. So having an online presence, whether that's on LinkedIn or anything, can really boost yourself, and you can have a better personal brand. And then through these hackathons as well, it builds more visibility through the recruiters to your connections as well. So I guess when you keep upskilling and you just keep up with the trends and also build a personal brand, I think that helps you stand out. Because a lot of people don't realize the power of LinkedIn, because they think it's like Instagram or it's like TikTok or any other social media platform. But then on LinkedIn, majority of the people don't actually post. They make a profile and just hibernate the account. So that actually helps you build visibility. And you'll notice that once you attend hackathons, you keep meeting the same people in another hackathon. And you actually build a lot of connections. And then in that process, you can gain an internship somehow. So that's the power of networking. I personally found a few internships through LinkedIn as well. So yeah, that would be my advice.
All right, that's a great answer. Thank you very much.
Actually, I have a question myself. I see that I hear a lot of people say that due to the advent of AI or GAI, they say that computer science isn't a good subject to choose, or computer engineering. So how would you encourage a person to take computer science or computer engineering and assure them that it's actually a good subject, and whatever other people say about it being taken over is actually not very believable?
Okay, so if you think about it, we've actually been using AI like for decades. We've been using Google Maps, Siri, Alexa, and right now what we're seeing, that specific part of AI, that is generative AI, and that's just been repackaged as this AI revolution by Silicon Valley and by the tech giants. So AI has existed for a really long time, and we've just learned how to adapt to it. And your question was, how would you motivate someone to pursue CS?
Yes.
Okay, so I would say that just like every other invention, there will be a certain peak to it and then certain like downfall to it. So we're only talking about generative AI, but then we won't even have AI if it wasn't for the hardware, if it wasn't for the computer engineers who built this AI. So we still need engineers and people who will manage AI, write laws about the AI, and so many more things. Because AI is not just generative AI. There's so many other branches. You have machine learning, you have computer vision, you have natural language processing. So it's not just limited to generative AI. What we see is just, it's kind of fear-mongering, I would say. So when you're pursuing a field like this, it's more important that you actually just have the passion and you go with what you really want to do, and just keep learn more about the newer trends. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Thank you. That's actually a good answer. If anyone else has any questions, you may raise your hand. Sir Rizal Rahman has raised his hand. You can ask your question.
Yes, I want to ask one question that already raised the question that the overwhelming or revolution of AI. So, Nuzhat, do you think that the career of computer as a computer engineer it will be threatened by AI?
I would say some aspects of computer engineering will be threatened, but it would mainly be the software part, but not the hardware. Because do you think AI can still build the GPUs and all of this hardware needed to power AI itself? So I would say when it comes to software, AI can write code, like obviously it can, but then the quality of the code is not very high. And then when it comes to building more technical aspects, like maybe using AI to build a server or using it for backend applications, it's not very great yet. So I would say when you can still pursue a career in this field and still be successful, but you would obviously need to adapt to newer tools as well. So I'd still say it's worth it, and you can learn a lot in this field.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions? It seems like there are no further questions from the participants. Thank you all for your active engagement. Now I ask Ms. Reza Rahman to introduce our special guest.
Yes, thank you. There is an excellent presentation by Nuzhat, an excellent moderator, Numaira Iram. So, and there is a greatly engaged and participatory session, and a lot of questions raised, and I believe Nuzhat answered in a very professional way and comprehensively. So now I want to announce the memorandum of understanding between the BEAWorld and Endeavour Solution UK. So we are really excited to announce that the UK-based company, Endeavour Solution, the Managing Director is Mir Salahuddin. Mr. Mir Salahuddin, you are here, right?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. So we want to announce both that there is a memorandum of understanding between BEAWorld and Endeavour Solution, and we work in collaboration and jointly on mutual content. So we'll work both together on professional development, what we are doing, knowledge sharing, continuing education, what we are doing every weekly session, leadership session, business session, and our publishing magazine every 3 months, and publishing articles in our website, and other networking, everything for professional development. So we hope that we mutually work together, and both will contribute to the Bangladesh community hugely for the development. So I just want to introduce briefly Endeavour Solution UK. Endeavour Solution is a multidisciplinary consultancy offering end-to-end solution, including project management, civil and structural engineering, planning, survey, fit-out design, and development consulting for commercial and residential projects across the UK, Middle East, and Asia. I'm hoping for the best, and I invite the owner of Endeavour Solution, Engineer Mir Salahuddin, to speak and deliver your views about our collaboration content.
Well, first of all, thank you ever so much, everyone, listening the audience, and also today's presenter, Numaira and Nuzhat. Thank you, both of you, to give us this opportunity to learn about your career aspirations and in computer science world. I'll take only 30 seconds to introduce ourselves. I started my career in UK, and prior to UK in Bangladesh, I worked at 2 major companies. Both are infrastructure consultancy, namely DDC Limited. My senior fellow friends are known here. They know who is DDC, Development Entrepreneurs, DDC, Development Design Consultant Limited. And also there is another company called Dell, Development Entrepreneurs Limited, who now call Vista. Dell Vista as a group, the architectural company or architectural design company run by MKP, Mustafa Khalid Polish. From there, I started my career here in UK from 2000 until now, 2025. I'm doing the same job. And in the side box of the message, I put 3 website links. That's what we do. Briefly, we do people management. We do sell our soft services, soft skills. We don't provide any hard or logistic supports of construction or any others. But yes, we are here to help you all to grow. And let's introduce myself and let's celebrate this inauguration ceremony that I have a chance to with Brother Reza Rahman and all other fellow friends. This BEAWorld I want to promote everyone, and let's join the chain of hook our legacy to our anyone who probably thinking of to change career, who wanted to empower themselves to come and join the. It's a consultancy business. Yes, it's a like advisory service. I wish wholeheartedly BEAWorld all the best and to continue this support for everyone around us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, and hoping for the best. And everybody knows that BEAWorld is a non-profit organization, and will deliver the professional development for Bangladeshi community engineers and other professionals. And now I request Numaira Iram, you can conclude and end the session. Thank you.
With that, we conclude today's session. Thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Have a wonderful evening.